I'm streaming, y'all. This is new. I'm learning, okay? Y'all coming on this learning curve with me? I have to test it and see if it's actually streaming because this is my first time doing it this way. And I'm so excited. So excited. So excited. Okay, let me see. I'm going to go to my page and it doesn't say that I'm live. I'm live. That's me. That's me, y'all. Okay, let me check my other one. I'm not gonna check my other one. I'm just trust the process. Okay. So peace and love and all of the above to my beautiful people out there. Now, I like to read the comments, especially on Facebook. But I'm gonna get ready to stream this thing a couple of places. So I'm gonna try to read the comments. Um, please comment because I want to even see if I can see the comments. Because, like I said, this is new. Like, I'm so excited, so excited. Okay, anyways. So I might just go ahead and do the Proverbs 18, but this was a test. So um I'm testing a couple of things. And since I'm testing, um, I said I was gonna pull up something real simple. So this is one of the things that I was gonna pull up, and let's see if it works this way. I don't think it changed yet, but okay, it might be a little delay. So, oh, it is working. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm probably too excited. I'm so excited. Oh, praise God. So, since I'm doing this stream and it's actually live, why not talk about something that's very important, right? People have asked me before, why only the King James Version? It's so hard to read. This and thou and them and we and, well, I just said a lot of words that are used today, but thou and thee and thy and, you know, cometh and goeth and all of that. And it's like, well, if you read it enough, it becomes easy. It's just like if you want to learn another language, watch TV in that language. You'll pick up on a lot more faster than you thought you would. So, um, I used to read the King James Version just to read it, but then read the other versions for clarity until I was in my search and I found this discrepancy. So let's take a look and you decide if this is enough to keep you from reading other translations. And then I'll get into some details and some things afterwards. But let's start with Matthew 17, right? So do you see my mouse? I think you do. I'm going to check later. But Matthew 17, King James Version on this side, Matthew 17, New International Version on this side. This is the same with the New Living Translation, the NLT, and I don't know what other versions, but we have these two right here. So, oh, that's not even my phone ringing. I hope that's not interrupting the stream because this is not my laptop. So I don't want to decline the call. I'll just wait till it stops ringing. Can you guys hear it ring? Let me see. I don't see any comments yet. Okay, there we go. So we're going to read through it and compare. Since they have it grouped up, we'll read it grouped up and we'll see if it makes a difference. So they have 1 through 3. Let's read 1 through 3. And after 6 days, Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John his brother, and bringeth them into an high mountain apart. And and was transfigured before them. And his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias talking with him. So let's read the other version and then we'll compare what they're saying. After 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John, the brother of James, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. There he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as light. Just then there appeared before them Moses and Elijah talking with Jesus. So that's basically saying the same thing. I got the same thing out of it. I'm not digging really deep because of the mission of this. It's a fly. Messages popping up. I don't know if y'all see that. I'm gonna check to see. Allowing control, provide access to documents and data. No, we're not gonna do that right now. I don't know why that popped up right now. Excuse me, guys. So then we have verse 4. Then answered Peter and said unto Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias. The other version says, Peter said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you wish, I will put up 3 shelters, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. I'm gonna skip down to what I came here for because there are some things I want to check. So we're gonna skip down to let's see, verse 14. It says, and this one has a little title, so that's helpful. Jesus heals a demon possessed by demon hit. Woo, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Okay. Jesus heals a demon possessed boy. So we have a subtitle, one for this new translation, right? Let's keep going. We'll start with the King James Version to see if it's really that hard to understand. And close the door. And when there came, I'm sorry, close. Oh, you waiting for Runts? Okay, close the door. Thank you. And when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed, and oft times he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. So I don't know. That was pretty easy for me to understand. Now, there are a few words that you might have to look up, like sore vexed, really troubled. You know what I mean? But once you understand what sore vexed mean, every time you see it in the scriptures, you know, okay, that's what it means. So let's look at the other translation. It says, when they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. Lord, have mercy on my son, he said. He has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire or into the water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him. So, here, what I don't like is they changed sore vexed to seizures. Now, I know people who have seizures and they don't fall into specific places. So it just changed the details of what was said here. So it says this man came and knelt down. That's the same. Said, Lord have mercy on him, for he is a lunatic. Are you going to compare being a lunatic with the person who has seizures? I had a friend who had seizures, and I would never compare her to a lunatic. I would say that she suffered greatly, especially, one time we were having a sleepover and she went into one of her spells, and I won't say spells, she had a seizure. And people who were not aware of her condition, her medical condition, you know, it was a big deal to them. Oh no, oh my gosh, she's dying. What's going on? Somebody save her. Help. She's on the floor. She's shaking. So she did suffer greatly, but when she came to, nobody called her a lunatic. So being crazy and being sore vexed is not the same as having a medical condition like seizures. And when my friend fell, she actually didn't fall. She just leaned back on the couch that she was laying on, and she went into her seas. A lunatic. He's calling his son crazy because he's doing crazy things. He's trying to jump into this fire. He's trying to jump into this water. Oftentimes, you cannot say somebody that has seizures is purposely trying to get into something. So take away the point that they just earned for putting a subtitle, and take away another point for adding a medical condition and changing the man being a lunatic to the man having a medical issue. They already messed up right there. But let's keep reading. It says, and I brought him to your disciples and they couldn't cure him. So that next verse says the same thing. I took him to your disciples and they couldn't heal him. Same thing, right? So let's go on down to 17 and put 17 with 18. So let's read King James Version. It says, then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured that very hour. Pretty easy, right? I mean, I got it. I get it. Did y'all get it? Let's see what they said on the other side. It says, you unbelieving and perverse generation, Jesus replied, how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring the boy here to me. Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and he was healed at that moment. So let's look at this, because he called them a faithless and perverse generation. So having faith and believing, they can go hand in hand. I can see why they would change that word, but being faithless is easy to understand. I didn't need you to change that term, right? But it says, how long shall I be with you? And the other one says, how long shall I stay with you? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, unnecessary change could change the dynamic a little bit, but let's keep going. Then it says, how long shall I suffer you? How long shall I put up with you? Okay. Yeah, same thing. Bring the boy hither to me. So hither, we don't use that word, but I mean, you could kind of figure out what it means. It's like pretty easy. Then the other one said, bring the boy here to me. So same thing. Jesus rebuked the devil. Jesus rebuked the demon. So, okay, I could see how they could go hand in hand. I still don't understand what was so difficult that those words had to be changed. It brings me back to saying the boy had seizures and calling him a lunatic. So, if you're possessed by a devil, I can absolutely consider you a lunatic. But just because you have seizures, I cannot say that you're possessed by a devil. I don't put the two together. And I'm the type that understands that the mental institutions are filled with possessed people. They have demons all over them, running rampant inside of them, causing them to do crazy things. So, the whole seizure thing is still is like, I don't like it. And then it says, he departed out of him, and the child was cured that very hour. And then the other one says the demon came out and was healed at that moment. So, okay, not too bad, right? Verse 19. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart and said, why could not we cast him out? The other version says, then the disciples came to Jesus in private and asked, why couldn't we drive it out? So he came and wait, where was it? Oh, the disciples came to Jesus apart. So I could see how that would make it a little easier to say Jesus went to him in private, because that's basically what it means. They went to him separately, right? And asked the same question. And let's look at the response. It says, and Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Okay, so that's pretty, I understand it. I don't think it's hard. I've been reading King James Version for a long time. So, do y'all understand it? I think it's pretty easy to understand. But let's look at the other version and see if they made any changes. It says, he replied, because you have so little faith. Truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. And that's the end of that. Well, this is where the whole book goes in the trash for me, because the Lord gave a very detailed and important instruction that they decided to leave completely out. Let's look at the King James Version again. It says, and Jesus said to them, because of your unbelief. He replied, because you have so little faith. Now, they just flipped it. Remember on this side, before they said, faithless and perverse generation. And then over here, they switched it to unbelieving and perverse generation. So did they really need to change because of your unbelief? They could have said the same thing, but they switched it unnecessarily to so little faith. It says, so verily I say unto you, truly I tell you, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove. And nothing shall be impossible unto you. Nothing will be impossible for you. But check out 21. It's gone. They skipped to 22. If you have the New Living Translation, the New International Version, the New anything, check to see if you have this verse here. Because he said, howbeit, this kind, what? This demon goeth not out, doesn't leave, but by prayer and fasting. Unless you have been praying and fasting. That's major. They decided over here, it's not important for you to understand that you need to pray and fast in order to be able to cast out some demons. They that is the reason right there why I don't read the other versions. I can go to other verses. Let me do that. Oh, some comments. But the comments, wait a minute. Sorry, y'all. Let me turn this down. The comments didn't appear over here. So I have to figure out how to do that. I'm going to figure that out. Shalom, shalom, beloved brother Darren. And shalom, brother Yosef. It says, I no longer see an option to send you stars unless I'm missing something. Okay, so it could be because I'm trying this new thing where I'm streaming live from an app because it allows me to share the screen so that I'm not like trying to get the Bible in the screen. Let me see. Because it allows me to share the screen. So thank you. I will definitely look into that. But let's see. I'm going to pull up really quickly some other verses omitted from the Bible. And just take a quick glance and see if these verses are important or not. I don't know about you, but every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Lord, or every word that was written in this book for instruction, is important to me. So let's see. We're going to do Matthew 18 and woo, that's a major one. Do you see what was taken out? Verse 11. It says, for the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. This version over here thought that needed to be omitted. What does this little A say? Let's click it. Footnote. Some manuscripts include here the words of Luke 19 and 10. Let's take a look. And then we're going to go to Luke 19 and 10 on this one and see if they omitted it there too. Because why are you adding and removing? We were given we were given specific instruction not to add or remove anything from this word. It says, for the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. Yep, same words. So let's go to 19 and 10 of Luke. And wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we'll do it like this. We'll do 16 and then skip over. Okay, so it is here. Well, that's awesome. Let's go back to Matthew and see what did they say? What was their excuse for removing that from Matthew 17? And it was the demon-possessed boy. Mark 9 and 29. So let's go to it. Let's investigate. Mark 9 and 29. It says, he said unto them, this kind can come forth by nothing but by prayer and fasting. What did they say here? He replied, this kind can come out only by prayer. I gave them the benefit of the doubt, y'all. I looked into it. Let's see, what's their excuse for changing it here? Some manuscripts, prayer and fasting. So why did you change it here? Fasting, afflicting yourself, is so important that the Lord commanded us to do it 4 times a year. 4 times a year. Let me see. Somebody is probably like, he only told us to do that 1 time a year. Well, let's take a look. And y'all know I'm not great with just flipping to things. So my handy dandy Google is going to help me out. Let's go to Bible app. That'll be even faster. Fast in the 10th month. Okay, no, maybe that won't be faster. Let's pull it up here. Bible verse about fasting in the 10th month. Let's see. Go. So, okay, here we go. Let's go to the Old Testament. Zechariah. Why is this thing not giving me the full list? I don't understand. Because Zechariah comes after Haggai. They got me wondering, like, am I doing this wrong? Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is so not okay. Like, okay, maybe there's a place I can just type it in. Yep. Zechariah. There. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Zechariah, now I forgot where it was. I think it was at 17. 8. Zechariah 8. So, and we just gonna get right to it. We'll start a little bit before it. It says, verse 18, and the word of the Lord of hosts came unto me, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts. So who's saying this? The Lord of hosts, right? The fast of the 4th month, and the fast of the 5th month, and the fast of the 7th month, and the fast of the 10th shall be to the house of Judah joy and gladness and cheerful feast. Therefore, love the truth and peace. So we only know about the fast in the 7th month. right? That's the only thing that was taught to me. So we know how important the fast of the 7th month is. It's one of the major feasts. And this is why I'm learning about the Feast of Dedication. Because I saw a lot of argument about the Feast of Dedication was not commanded for us to keep, but we saw Christ keeping it. Right? Now the dates were all over the place that people were keeping them, and I haven't done my due diligence. Y'all pray for me. But does it have to be mentioned there in order for it to be something that we want to do? Just like these other feasts. This is the Lord of hosts telling us that these feasts, these fasts, need to be joyful and cheerful feasts for Judah, the house of Judah, right? So understanding how important fasting is makes me concerned when a translation decides to remove it. Not just one place, but two from where we just saw. Who knows how many other places it was removed from? Because just to give you an idea, um, I, I was hoping it was going to be a list. I think it is. These are all verses. Wait, I can't see me. See if y'all can see me. These are all verses that were removed. All of these verses, right? Um, it's a long list, y'all. I mean, they are given a paragraph in it, but we have, well, that's a long paragraph. John 5:7-8, Romans 16:24, Acts 28:29, Acts 24:6-8, Acts 15:34. Oh, they removing a lot out of Acts. Things to make you go, Acts 8:37. What was that? John 5:3-4, Luke 17:36, Mark 15:28, Mark 11:26, Matthew 9:44, that was Mark 9:44, Mark 9:46. So they skipped around with that one. They left 45 in there, but took out 44 and 46. Mark 7:16, Matthew 23:14, Matthew 18:11, Matthew 17:21. I mean, how many have to be removed before you say there's a problem? Because the list is still going. Matthew 20:16, Mark 6:11, Luke 4:8, Luke 9:55-56, Luke 23:17, Acts again. I mean, I could keep going. So that, my friend, is why I don't want to read any other versions. It's too important for us to fully understand how to fight these battles in these last days. It's major. Fasting is coupled with prayer and is necessary to remove spirits from anything else and to remove them from yourself as well. Since we're talking about removing spirits, I would also suggest that you play this good music into your spirit, into your soul, into your flesh, because these demons are definitely playing into you. So, another thing I wanted to mention, why I don't read it and why those verses were omitted and why words were changed and switched around in unnecessary places that paint a different picture. If we go through those verses you'll see they paint a different picture. You can see they switched out a lunatic. Someone that you would call a lunatic was someone who has a medical condition of seizures. So there was a Satanist on the board. That's what it boils down to. And I'm curious to know what it looks like in that room when they were trying to decide what to remove. Even though, let's go on and go to it real quick. Let's go to it. Revelations. Boy, oh, there it is. Okay, oops. Revelations. Uh-oh. I know it goes to 22. I know Revelation go to 22. Let me just skip to it because I'm sure it goes to 22. So it says, let's start at verse. This is another one they changed too. That bright and morning star. They changed that to the title of Satan, but it says, "For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of this book, of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book." So we saw them add to it. How did they add to it? By changing it. And we saw them take away from it. How did they take away from it? By not telling you that fasting is necessary to remove a demon. Because you don't think that the disciples prayed? Of course they fasted on the 4th month, on the 10th day of the 4th month, the 5th month, the 7th month, and the 10th month. Obviously, this was not around the time that they were fasting. But do you think they didn't pray? They were praying. Have a good day, son. And were not able to remove that demon. So it's more than just praying. And that's more than enough for me to throw that book in the garbage. Because if you catch somebody in one lie, and we just caught them in multiple, it's a fly in here, y'all. Yeah, I think it landed on my forehead. That's so disgusting. But these dogs going in and out, and this city we live in, it has animals, horses, and sheep, and all kind of stuff not far from here. So these doggone flies or something else. But anyways, enough of me. What was I saying? That threw me off because something was definitely on my forehead. If you catch somebody in a lie, they had to tell you another lie to cover that lie, and another lie to cover that lie. But not just that, they have a motive for lying to you. They are working out something. And I don't want to hear it. We read in Proverbs yesterday, giving ear to deceit, deceitful people, listening to lies, wasting your time even hearing them out is not something that we want to do. So that is why we stick to the King James Version. I'm so glad this stream is going because I, Lord willing, am going to be streaming now on YouTube, and it'll be easy. So check out my page. I'm going to be doing what I'm titling Read With Me. So aside from just reading and explaining, one chapter at a time, we're going to really get into these stories and really get some understanding behind these stories. And I'm not going to add any of my own words, but I am going to help explain, help some understanding be had with some of these things. And you know what I always say? Have you prayed today? Oh, this fly, y'all. He bothering me. Let's go to Matthew 6 and verse 9. And I'm just curious. So let's do a side by side and see what the other version is saying. And let's see. Let's compare it and break this down. It says, wait, where do we start? Verse 9? Okay, there it is. Let's read the other version and see if we agree. This then is how you should pray. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Oh, I'm sorry. Habit. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let's look at this real quick, because this is major. It's one word that changes so much. Verse 10, it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. They said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. No, sorry, guys. We do not live on the outside of a ball, because that's what they're implying with something as simple as that. But we live enclosed on a terrain that has heights and depths. We cannot reach the top and we cannot reach the bottom. They just discovered that there's an ocean under the ocean. I'm going to try to find the video. And I know I say I'm going to try to find a lot of videos and post them, but I'm really going to try to find the video that I have that is explaining when this man in this craft got to the bottom of the ocean, and he said it looked like a lake. So he said, I tried to go down. He said, I'm going to dive down into this. And he said, we hit the bottom and bounced back. What? In earth, right? We are inside of the firmament that encloses us because we are surrounded by water, right? So, and I hear a lot of people say that when they pray. I have the Lord's Prayer on my necklace, right? Oh my goodness. Butterfingers. And I had to make sure that no, I need you to change that. I needed to say exactly what it says. I wanted to say in earth. In earth. But sorry, enough of me, y'all. And then it says, give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Okay, so let's pause right here real quick. Because what does it say over here? It says, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. So if you deliver me from evil, that includes delivering me from the evil one. That's another small difference that is major. But here is where it gets good. Because this verse continues and theirs didn't. It says, for yours is the kingdom. This kingdom is yours. And the power is yours and the glory is yours forever. In everything you do, and especially when you're praying, you need to give honor, glory, and power to the Most High God. You need to acknowledge that it's His. Why would they? Oh, I can't wait to kill that fly. Why would they remove that? Ask yourself, what was the purpose of not giving the Most High God His glory and honor? And acknowledging that this is all yours, Lord. This kingdom is yours. All the power is yours forever, not just today, because we just got done saying, give us today. We're not just talking about today, we're talking about forever. So that means before the beginning of us and after the ending of us, which means before the beginning of this Bible and after the end of this Bible. It's forever. Why would they remove that? If that's not enough for you, good luck. You're going to need it. But I don't need luck because I got God. But like always, I give all praise, all glory, and all the honor to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And thank you for tuning in. Peace and love and all the above. Before I get off of here, let me check to see if I have some more comments because I like comments. Oh, just some laughing faces. I'm going to figure these comments out, y'all. Minimum. Ask Siri. I got to ask Siri. Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, wait a minute, y'all. I think it's in Jeremiah. Nope. It's in Ezekiel. Hold on. Nope, I didn't find. Wait, I got to read this chapter to find. It wasn't there. Maybe it's in the chapter before that. Y'all will be forever if I didn't have help. Because I know this word. Live interrupted. I know this word, but I didn't study to teach. And I'm not trying to teach. I'm just sharing what I learned because I didn't study to teach. And I don't prepare to teach. But with that being said, peace. I'm out of here. All right. First, I got to figure out how to stop this stream. Let's see.